What is up with my gang? What is up with my squad? T-gang in this thing. What's poppin' with y'all? What's up, T-gang? Welcome back to my channel. So today we'll be checking out somebody that was actually on Family Feud and was making jokes about a wife and stuff. He actually did it, but we're gonna get to this video, okay?
It's Tania's world vlogs, plus she got reactions. You should see this girl going up, she never lacking. It's Tania, you see her bringing flames, man. What? Gotta shout out T-gang, stand up, stand up.
Right along Crime Daily, I'm Jesse Weber, a former game show contestant turned murderer. Well, that's the accusation against an Illinois man who prosecutors say killed his wife, allegedly shooting her 14 times. Police and prosecutors say that Timothy Bleefnick was going through a contentious divorce with his wife, Becky, when they claim he decided to break into her home and kill her in February of this year. Bleefnick is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and a count of home invasion. The prosecution says that Becky told friends she was scared of what the defendant might do to her to get custody of her kids. Bleefnick had the couple's 3 sons at his home the night of the murder and allegedly left them home alone to go commit the crime. The state also says...
Okay. And it don't even look like none of the kids is old enough to even be staying home alone. But for him to leave the kids by themselves to go kill the mom, one of them kids is not gonna like him when they get older. I'm just saying that now. Especially if they're gonna find out the truth because it's a video. But let's just say they didn't have a video out on this, he wouldn't be liked. I'm just saying.
Defendant's search history is quite damning. It apparently includes searches like how to make a homemade silencer, Quincy Police Department response times, using a crowbar to open doors, and even how to wash gunpowder off your hands. Back in 2020, Tim Bleefnick appeared on an episode of Family Feud, and when asked what his biggest mistake was on his wedding night, his response was saying, "I do." That answer is now back in the headlines as Bleefnick goes to trial. Take a listen to part of the opening statements.
The last minutes of Becky Bleefnick's life were not spent surrounded by family, friends, loved ones. The last minute of Becky's life was not spent in the warm embrace of her 3 children, Deacon, Grace, and Harvey. The last minutes of Becky's life were not spent in love and compassion and tenderness. No, the last minute of Becky's life was spent in fear, pain, and terror. She looked into the eyes of her murderer, her husband, the defendant.
But if you look at the big picture here, folks, the evidence will not show proof beyond a reasonable doubt that Tim committed this crime. They have a great theory. I'll give that to them. The theory is great, the motive is there. I mean, they didn't really look at anybody else in this matter because the motive was so abundant, I guess, in their mind. But one thing we went over yesterday that you all agreed with is that motive is not something that they have to prove to you. Motive is not the element of the offense, and motive is not something that you will be asked to consider in your jury. So what I ask you before we get into this is listen to the evidence, ask yourself, what does it prove, and utilize your common sense.
All right, legal analyst Brian Buckmeyer and Terry Austin are here. Brian, I'll start with you. What are the strongest arguments on both sides that you think are going to ultimately help decide this case?
It's weird, Jesse, but I think for the prosecution, it's the Google searches. I mean, you listed off some of the worst ones, but to add on top of that, it's also the fact that these two were separated, that the ex-wife was dating someone else, and supposedly they were...
I don't know why. For some weird reason, which I got a little short story time, I didn't date the person, but right now I'm kind of dealing with that at my job. To be dating somebody else and her husband, well, ex-husband now, don't like it, like, whew. I don't blame her for telling her, I think they said her sister or her friend or whatever. I don't blame her, because shoot, a few people know my situation. Well, I don't know, that could be one of the reasons why he her.
Searches on Timothy's laptop or phone, looking up the license plate of the other lover in her driveway. Yeah, you don't need to prove motive, but it really helps when you're talking about ex-lover and jealousy in terms of a crime like this. But on the other side, I found it very interesting that after Timothy was arrested, they took 6 pairs of his shoes and compared it to that of a footprint just outside the window of where the person broke in and couldn't find a match. Both facts, I think, helped either side pretty well.
So, Terry, I want to talk about the Family Feud video. Went absolutely viral, but do you think it's actually going to be used or ever be used against him during a trial?
I don't think it's going to ever get into the trial because it's not really relevant. First of all, I think he was joking. It's not going to really show his motive. If he said something like, oh, first thing I want to do is kill my wife, well, then I think they might say there's some probative value and less prejudicial value. But here he's joking, so I don't think they're going to let anything like that in. But what it could do at the end of the day is a jury pool might have seen that video. It's gone viral. And so it could very well be that in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why is he joking about not getting married to his wife?
Just like such an eerie thing to say, and that's obviously why it's become such a big talking point. So we'll see if it actually does come in.
I guess I checked out the actual news. I was trying to just check out just strictly the Family Feud situation, but I guess I checked out the news channel. For him to look the stuff up, like, I think that's where you just really gotta be stupid. Like, on that show, when he was trying to figure out how to, I think, torture I forgot who he was trying to torture, or he was trying to do something in that show, and instead of him looking it up like this dude did, he went to, because he worked in a bookstore, he actually went to different books and figured it out that way, so nothing was traced. For this to be like, we'd have been in the 2000s for some years now, and for you to still sit up here and still Google the stuff, yeah, see, because if I'm about to do some stuff, I don't need nobody knowing I'm about to do some stuff. Or once the stuff is done and y'all start snooping, I don't need you to be like, oh, that's how she did that. No, I don't need that. Yeah, it still just blows my mind away that the fact that he was actually on Family Feud and still did this. I don't know. It's the fact that he was on Family Feud and joked about it. And then this lady, I almost said something. This lady was like, oh, I don't think him joking about, lady, he was preparing the stuff before the stuff even happened. You sound stupid yourself. He's telling everybody. I'm pretty sure he was telling everybody then, but he didn't think he was gonna get caught. So he was probably like, oh, this is gonna be my way of like, I can say a joke, and when my kids get older, they gonna watch the show and be like, oh, I miss my mom, and then he gonna break this whole, oh, I miss your mom too story. And yeah, but y'all let me know what y'all feel about this whole situation in the comment section, because I feel like I just went on a whole rant. I'm not too sure if the whole rant is gonna be a part of this video, but I'm just saying I had a whole rant. It just blows my mind away. Y'all know the deal. Smash the like, comment, and subscribe. But until next time, remember, it's T gang or no gang. We out.